held in the Piazza San Damaso, and here our Holy Father is waving to the crowds below.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buongiorno.
Dear brothers and sisters, good afternoon. Today's gospel passage is linked to last Sunday's. After Peter, on behalf of the other disciples as well, professed his faith in Jesus as Messiah and Son of God, Jesus himself begins to speak to them about his passion. Along the way to Jerusalem, he openly explains to his friends what awaits him at the end in the holy city. He foretells the mystery of his death and resurrection, of his humiliation and glory. He says he will have to undergo great suffering at the hands of the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed, and on the third day be raised. But his words are not understood, because the disciples have a faith that is still immature and too closely tied to the mentality of this world. They're thinking about a victory that's too worldly, and because of this, they don't understand the language of the cross. At the prospect that Jesus may fail and die on the cross, Peter himself resists and says to him, "God forbid it, Lord, this must never happen to you." He believes in Jesus. Peter is like that. He has faith. He believes in Jesus. He believes. He wants to follow him. But he does not accept that his glory will pass through the passion. For Peter and the other disciples, but for us too, the cross is something that's uncomfortable. It's a scandal, a stumbling block. Whereas Jesus considers the stumbling block escaping the cross, which would mean avoiding the Father's will, the mission that the Father had entrusted to him for our salvation. For this reason, Jesus responds to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. For you are setting your mind not on divine things, but on human things." But 10 minutes before, Jesus had praised Peter. He promised that he would be the foundation of his church, the foundation, the base. And 10 minutes later, he calls him Satan. How is it possible to understand this? It happens to all of us. In the moments of devotion and fervor and goodwill, in drawing near to our neighbor, we look at Jesus and we progress. But in the moments in which we have to encounter the cross, we escape. And the devil, Satan, as Jesus says to Peter, tempts us. It's truly the evil spirit who distances us from the cross of Christ. Addressing everyone then, Jesus adds, "If anyone wants to become my followers, let them deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me." In this way, he indicates the way of the true disciple, showing two attitudes. The first is to renounce oneself, which does not mean a superficial change, but a conversion, a reversal of values. The other attitude is that of taking up one's own cross. It's not just a matter of patiently enduring daily tribulations,
portare con fede e
but
responsabilità
of bearing with
quella
faith and
parte di
responsibility
fatica, quella parte di
that
sofferenza,
part of toil and suffering
contro il
that
male
the struggle
comporta.
against evil entails.
La vita dei cristiani è sempre una
The Christian
lotta.
life is always a struggle.
La Bibbia dice che
The Bible
la vita
says
del credente
that the life of the
è una
believer
milizia.
is
Lottare contro il cattivo spirito,
is always
lottare contro
battling
il male.
against the evil spirit, against evil.
Così l'impegno di
Thus,
prendere la croce diventa
the task of taking up the cross becomes participating with Christ in the salvation of the world. Considering this, we allow the cross hanging on the wall at home or the little one that we wear around our neck to be a sign of our desire to be united with Christ through lovingly serving our brothers and sisters, especially the littlest and weakest. The cross is the holy sign of God's love and of Jesus' sacrifice, and should not be reduced to a superstitious object or to an ornamental necklace. Each time we fix our gaze on the image of Christ crucified, let us contemplate that He, as the true servant of the Lord, has accomplished His mission, giving life, spilling His blood for the forgiveness of sins. And let's not allow ourselves to get taken away by the temptation of the evil one. As a result, if we want to be His disciples, we're called to imitate Him, expending our life unreservedly for love of God and neighbor. May the Virgin Mary, united to her Son even unto Calvary, help us not to retreat in the face of the trials and suffering that witnessing to the gospel entails for all of us.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ecce ancilla Domini.
Fiat mi secundum verbum tuum.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Et verbum caro factum est.
Habitavit in nobis.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ora pro nobis, Santa Dei Genitris.
Udini efficiamur promissionibus Christi.
Gratiam Tua, anque sumus Domine, mentibus nostris infunde, ut angelo nunziante, Christi Filii Tui, incarnationem coniovim, per passionem eius et crucem, a resurrectionis gloriam perducamur, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sanctus.
Sic erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sanctus.
Sic erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sanctus.
Sic erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Pro fidelibus defuntis, requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Lux perpetua lucia Deis.
Requiescant in pace.
Amen.
Sit nomen Domini benedictum.
Et hoc nunc usque in saeculum.
Aiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini.
Qui feci caelum et terram.
Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
And the crowd reacting now to our Holy Father's message.
Cari fratelli e sorelle,
Dear brothers and sisters,
dopodomani
the day after tomorrow, the 1st of September, the World Day of Prayer for the Care of Creation is celebrated. Until then, until the 4th of October, we will unite with other faith traditions the Jubilee of the Earth in order to remember the institution 50 years ago of the World Day of the Earth. I welcome and greet the various movements in the various parts of the earth, and among them, the concert that is going to take place today in the cathedral of the capital of Port Louis in Mauritius, where unfortunately a huge environmental disaster has taken place recently. I follow with concern the problems. I ask for constructive dialogue, respecting international law in order to resolve the conflicts that threaten peace in that region, which I did not get very well. I greet all of you, all of those who have come today from Rome, from Italy, and from various countries. I see the flag there, and I greet the community, the religious community of East Timor, who are here in Italy, and the pilgrims from, and then he named a place in Brazil, and the faithful from a diocese in Vicenza. And I see Polish flags. I greet the Polish and Mexican flag in Argentina. I greet also the Argentinians. Welcome to all of you. To all of you, I wish a blessed Sunday. Please do not forget to pray for me. Enjoy your meal, and we'll see each other again. He signs off as usual. And this brings to an end the live broadcast of the noonday recitation of the Angelus here in St. Peter's Square with Pope Francis. We'll be back on Wednesday for the general audience. That begins at 9:30 a.m. local Rome time, and it will be held in Piazza San Damasus with the participation of the faithful this week. Please visit the Vatican News web portal, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube accounts for coverage of today's Angelus, as well as other Vatican and world news. On behalf of Vatican Media, I'd also like to thank the technicians who have made this broadcast possible, as well as to all of you for joining us today. Laudetur Jesus Christus, praised be Jesus Christ.